On this episode of the show, we're going to talk about why attorneys cost so much. Creating wealth, protecting families, building legacy. This is the Rich Life Lawyer Show. Hey everybody, this is Christopher Small and this is episode 67 of the Rich Life Lawyer Show. I'm your host. I'm the owner of CMS Law Firm. I am owned CMS Law Firm for 9.5 years. I've been practicing law for 11.5 years, and I am here today to try to explain or justify, maybe, depending on your perspective, why attorneys' fees are so expensive. And one of the reasons that they're expensive is is purely based on value. And by the way, a quick side note, anyone that tries to explain to you that their fee is expensive and high because of the time it takes them to complete the work is, in my opinion, not a good excuse. It can take someone a long time to do something, but if the value is not there, then it's not going to be worth the cost of paying someone to do something. So value is what it's all about. And there's a great story that I often use to sort of explain my perspective on value. There was a guy, there's a cruise ship actually. So it was a cruise ship, it's full of passengers. It was sailing in the Caribbean, and one day it broke down. The engines just stopped working, and the crew was scrambling around. The engineers on the ship were doing whatever they could to try to get the engine back up and running, but it just wouldn't work. They could not figure it out. So eventually what they said was, hey, let's call in this guy, the cruise ship engine expert, to see what's going on. And so they called him. He came out to the boat. He got on the boat. The passengers are going crazy. The crew's all frazzled because they've got all these passengers there that they're just sitting in the water. They can't move. And the expert, the engineer guy, he looks around. He kind of listens on the engine. He knocks a couple times, and then he looks at the captain and he says, "Captain, I can fix your problem. It's going to cost you $10,000." And of course, the captain is looking at this ship full of people. He's looking at his frazzled crew, and he says, "No problem. $10,000. Do it. Done. It's definitely worth the cost." So the expert guy says, "Okay, that's great." He says, "May I have a hammer?" Sure. They give him a hammer. He kind of feels around on the engine, looks around again. He does some more listening, and he takes the hammer. He kind of feels the spot. He takes the hammer, feels the spot, and he goes bang, 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 boom. Engine just fires right up, and everybody's happy. Crew's happy. The passengers are happy because they get to keep on with their vacation. And so he goes to the captain. He says, "Okay, it's going to be $10,000." And the captain says, "Wow, well, $10,000 is a lot. It doesn't seem like you really did that much work." And the expert engine guy says, "Look, the hitting of the engine, the actual labor, cost you $25. Knowing where to hit cost you $9,975. And the moral of the story there is that, you're not paying for the labor. What you're paying for is the information, for the experience, for the knowledge. And when it comes to estate planning, you're paying an estate planning attorney to make sure that the job is done right, so that when you actually need your documents, they actually work, right? So that your plan is executed and accomplishes your goals, so that your family members and loved ones are taken care of in the way that you want. When you think about it that way, I hope that justifying the fee for estate planning is well worth it. The estate tax alone, a simple trust, AB trust setup that can be set up for you. If you have a $3 million estate, or a $4 million estate, or whatever, could save you $100,000. So, if somebody walked up to you on the street and said, if you give me, $1,000, If you give me $5,000, I'll give you $100,000. Would you take that? Of course you would. And that's a lot of what we're doing, and what I do, at least as an estate planning attorney, is try to really give you value over and above what you're paying, so that at the end of the day, the money that's coming out of your pocket to me pays back to you, many, many, many times over. And that's why our fees are so expensive, because what you're paying for is my expertise, my knowledge, my service, the peace of mind of knowing that it's done right, and that if you have questions, you can call. And when I say I'm going to return the call, I do. When I say I'm going to be there, I am. Those things are what you're paying for. And that's why I, at least, am relatively expensive, because I'm really good. I back up my promises. I guarantee the satisfaction of my clients. And I pride myself on giving value way over and above what I charge. So that is why we charge what we do, at least. And that if you ask other attorneys, they may not say that. They may just say like, oh, it takes 10 hours. I bill $350 an hour. But I don't do it like that. I try to think about it in terms of what's the value that you're going to get. And then I basically reduce my fee to a certain component of that. I really try to give 10x value every time. So if I'm charging you $2,000, I really am trying to give you $20,000 worth of value, because I think that's fair. So that's it. That's it for today. If you want to get 10x value, call me please, 206-659-1512. Email me, chris@cmslawfirm.com. I'd love to talk to you. I would love to learn about you and your family and your goals and your needs and help you out. Thanks. Bye.